Welcome back to our next edition of Butler's Inventor Playground. Today we're going to take a look at how to create the horizontal monkey bar in Autodesk Inventor. When you take a look at this drawing, we need the overall length and height of our front view here. If you take a look, this is where we find our length, 96 inches, and the height of this part for our horizontal monkey bars is 6 inches. You can see that right here. Okay, to begin, let's go up to the top, orange file, down to new, and we're going to select standard.ipt and click create. We're going to begin with a 2D sketch. That's the drawing with the green plus mark. Click on that icon, and we're going to create this on the XY plane. Click front in our world view cube to zoom all. And to begin, we're going to start with our rectangle tool. Start from our origin where we get our green dot, click and stretch this out, and from our drawing we see that we were 96 inches by 6 inches tall. So back to our part, let's enter that in. So in the first box I'm going to enter in 96, press the tab key on the keyboard, and the next dimension is going to be 6 inches. Press enter. And whoa, it kind of goes off our screen. Let's press escape to let go of our rectangle tool. Click front in our world view cube, and that's going to let us zoom all. So I have 96 and 6. Those are correct. Let's green check mark finish sketch. Go home right here by our world view cube. And now we find out how to extrude that and what's the dimension for that extrusion. So back at our drawing, if you take a look at our right side view, you can see that this depth here is 6 inches. So we're going to take and extrude that 6 inches. From our create menu, we're going to go to extrude. We want to extrude with the orange arrow going away from us. So we're going to flip that direction. And we're going to change that to 6 inches. And then click create. And OK. Next, when we take a look at our drawing, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holes that are equally spaced here. It tells us that we need to use the rectangular pattern, and it shows us the dimension for one of the holes here, but not the others. So we're going to take a look at how to create those holes. First, we have to start with this first one. 12 inches in from the side, 3 inches up from the bottom is the center of that hole. Back to our part, let's take a 2D sketch, place it on our front view here. Magnifying glass piece of paper to zoom all. Or you could take and click front in your world view cube. Okay? To create holes, remember we used point tool. So we're going to use the point tool from the create section here. Click to select that, and we're going to place it somewhere towards the end right side of our bar. Press the escape key to let go of the point tool, and now we're going to dimension that. Reference your drawing again really quickly. Where first one is 12 inches in from the right side and 3 inches up from the bottom side. So let's locate those dimensions. Let's click our dimension tool. We're going to click the right side of my part and the point. When they turn red, bring that straight up. This dimension is 12 inches. And press enter on the keyboard or this little green check mark here. My next dimension, I'm going to dimension from the bottom of my part to the point. When they turn red, click. Bring this dimension out to the side. And this dimension is 3 inches. Green check mark. Okay, now we're going to take and finish sketch. And we're going to use our hole tool. Let's take a look at our notes for the holes that are on there. So the diameter is 12 inches for that, or sorry, 2 inches for that hole. And the other note that's on here says holes are cut through all. So 2 inches in diameter, and they're cut through all. Back to our part now. So I'm going to use my hole tool, and that's from the modify section in our ribbon bar. Hole tool. Should automatically click and select that point. If it doesn't, you may have to click the plus mark that's inside here. And let's take a look at our hole features here. We want a simple hole with no seat Yes, we do want it through all, so this icon that looks like a stack of pancakes with a fork in the middle of it, that's through all, that's selected. And we have to change our diameter. So we're going to take this diameter here and we're going to change it to 2 inches. And click OK. Now, let's take a look at the other things that are on there. So we have the hole dimensioned with the correct diameter, and it goes all the way through. Next, we got to take care of the other holes that are on here. So it says here to use rectangular pattern, we're going to have a count of 7 and a spacing of 12. So let's see if we can take care of that on our drawing. Let's go back to our drawing. And right up here towards the top in our ribbon bar, the pattern section, there's a rectangular pattern and a circular pattern. Make sure you're choosing the rectangular pattern. So when we click our rectangular pattern, this menu box opens up, and the first thing it wants us to do, we're going to work this from the top to the bottom. Already it has our features they want us to select. So with that highlighted blue, I'm going to come over here and select the hole that we just created. I know I selected it because it is highlighted blue. Next, we're going to move down to where it says direction 1. I'm going to click on the direction 1 arrow, and I'm going to choose the bottom edge of our horizontal monkey bar. When that highlights red, click to select it. Next, do you see this green arrow that's right here? It's pointing to the right. Well, from our drawing, we want all of these holes to go to the left. So with that being said, we're going to come over here next to our direction arrow. There's a flip option. We're going to take and flip that so that that green arrow is pointing the other direction. So click the flip icon and see how the arrow is pointing the opposite way. And then let's take a look at our drawing again. We have a count of 7 and a spacing of 12. So back on our drawing, in this menu, we want to change the 2 to 7 for our count, and our spacing we want to change to 12 inches. And you can see that these holes are kind of ghosted and kind of showing you where they're going to be placed, and that looks correct. If we didn't hit the flip arrow, those holes would be going the opposite direction, so we want to make sure that we hit that flip arrow because now they're off of our part. Flip it to make them turn around and onto our part here. 7 for the count, 12 for spacing. Click OK. And there we go. We have our horizontal monkey bar created. Let's save this first. Let's go up to the orange file in the top left-hand corner. Click on File. Go down to Save As. Make sure you're once again putting in your H drive. First initial, last name 000. And part 14 is not a very good name for this. Let's call this horizontal monkey bar, and click Save. Awesome. Now that we have that part saved, you can tell it's saved because up here at the top it says horizontal monkey bar right by my cursor up here. And next we're going to have to complete the monkey bars by doing a monkey bar ladder. That's going to be the next episode. See you there.